have a question about something to elaborate about something you mentioned earlier in one of your videos called practical compassion.
Hmm.
Uh, and it sort of relates to this idea that you were talking about capitalism working if people are able to sort of have, in a sense, that compassion to remember to give back or remember to use their wealth wisely. Or the other question could be adding cuteness back into function, which I know the shoes you produce are mostly for function, and I'm all for that. But also being conscious of, I'm not sure how different kids are everywhere, but I know definitely in the US, cuteness is such a big factor when they're trying to belong.
I think I'll just mention briefly on the cuteness, but I'll actually answer the other one. But on the cuteness thing, yeah. So we knew for an American audience, our shoes needed to look better. So our newest shoes, the commercial shoes, look awesome. And actually, our nonprofit shoes are going to be exactly the same. So it's not like we're giving out our better shoe for American consumers and not as good shoe for the rest of the world. So it's going to be the exact same shoe. It looks a lot better, but we're still thinking about like accessories. That's one of our biggest things, especially if the kids are going to wear these shoes for 3, 4, 5 years, just to make it more fun. It's fun to get a new pair of shoes. But the other question I love talking about, but so practical compassion. So for me, I really am a very simple guy. My dad was a plumber. I live in a small town in Idaho, and I'm a very simple, straightforward guy. And so practical compassion for me, that means like if you see a need, you try to help. Like you just try to meet the need. And often I think we can get too sophisticated with the way that we try to help others. For me, I was out in this rural, it's like an hour outside of Nairobi, this small rural little village, small little orphanage, and the kids either didn't have shoes or they had shoes that just didn't fit. And I know that a true solution would be, for these kids to be, well, like if they could be taken in by family members and stay in their culture and in their community and be cared for by a loving family, I mean, that would be incredible. Like there are so many large scale solutions that I totally understand that the kids really need, and we shouldn't not try to go after those. They need clean water. They need better sanitation systems for the whole region of Nairobi and the outskirts of Nairobi. But these kids needed some help like today, like if they had a good pair of shoes, that would make a difference to them today. And it would help them be a little bit healthier, help them attend school more often, help them be more confident. So in a lot of ways, practical compassion for me as a simple guy was just like seeing a need and trying to help. I really do believe that a great product can bring jobs, can bring economy, and then with our incubator that we want to help try to make just as many great ideas happen as we can. But end of the day, we're just trying to help kids. We're trying to meet needs. We're trying to help people as soon as possible because they're struggling and suffering right now, and they don't want to wait for a gigantic solution that may or may not ever come. And give me 5 people who see a need and respond and want to help out, rather than 100 people who think they have all the answers but never really actually do anything, right? So it's kind of that attitude as well. It's like there are kids who are hurting and struggling and suffering, and this is one way to help. And I'm going to work as hard as I can to get them shoes, even though that might not be the perfect solution, because I think it's going to, because it is helping. And then along the way, I'm going to learn how to do it better, and I'm going to invite people to help me do that.